What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the FitMenCook kitchen. Well, I am psyched to be back here in the kitchen and also psyched to be back here in the States. I just got back from a 5-day trip to Iceland, and let me just tell you, if you've never been to Iceland before, you've got to put it onto your bucket list. It's one of the most beautiful places that I've ever seen. And I haven't been to many places, but the scenery is just breathtaking. You're just truly in awe of nature. Besides the great scenery, what they also have in Iceland, besides really cold weather, is amazing food. So today's video is inspired from my travels. We're gonna be making an Icelandic soup. It's called Kjötsúpa. It's right there on the screen. I have no idea how to say this, but I'm gonna have Google say it for us.
Kjötsúpa.
Kjötsúpa. Okay, so the K and J obviously sounds like a D. Anyway, that also just shows you that Icelandic is one of the most difficult languages on the planet, but the good thing is that their food is actually pretty simple. So today we are making a lamb soup, a meaty soup. It's traditional there in Iceland. I have streamlined this recipe for meal prep so it's much easier and cost efficient. Let me walk you through all the ingredients. So you're probably wondering why I was in Iceland. Well, a buddy of mine encouraged me to go. You know, his father's from Iceland and his mom is from Cuba. So guess what we call him? An ice cube. Here's what you're gonna need for the soup. You're gonna need some lamb. Iceland is known for its amazing lamb, guys. This is some lamb leg steak. If you can't find lamb leg steak, you can find some lamb shoulder. And lamb can also be expensive depending on where you are in the world. So if you can't find lamb, then you could just use some lean beef. I recommend some top sirloin or even some flank steak. Next is rutabaga. And if you can't find rutabaga, then you could just get a turnip. And turnips are much easier to find, at least here in the US they are. Some whole carrots, some onion. I'm gonna be using a white onion, but if you wanna get a yellow or red onion, you could do that too. And some fresh cabbage, some potatoes. I'm gonna be using some red potatoes, but if you wanna use some Yukon potatoes or some russet potatoes, you can use that too. Some beef stock. Now, traditional Icelandic soup is just made with water, using the lamb to actually make the stock and the savoriness of the soup. Since this is for meal prep, we're gonna try to cut some corners and try to get to that flavor as quickly as possible. So I'm gonna be doing half and half. I'm gonna do half beef stock and then half water. Next up, some dried herbs. We're gonna keep this very simple. We're only gonna be using some dried thyme and some dried oregano. A little bit of garlic. That's it, guys. That's all you need for this recipe. This recipe is also particularly therapeutic because it involves a lot of chopping. One thing that I noticed when I was over there, when I had the soup, I had a really big spoon, but on the spoon I had a bite of the rutabaga, I had some carrots, I had some onions, I had some lamb, I had some cabbage, I had some potatoes. It all fit there, which means that they cut up the things really, really small and dice it up so that each bite, it's a full flavor overload of everything that's in this soup. All right, guys, if you are ready to get your hands dirty and roll up your sleeves, then let's get started. First, set the slow cooker on saute, add in a little bit of olive oil, then toss in the chopped onion. If you want to add some more flavor, you can toss in some chopped garlic too. Saute for about 2 to 3 minutes, allowing the onion to turn brown and slightly translucent. Add in the chopped lamb. Make sure the heat in the slow cooker is pretty high so you can sear the outside of the lamb. You're gonna add in the dried thyme and dried oregano while it cooks to really lock in that flavor. And sear for about 3 minutes. Now you're gonna add in the rest of the veggies. Some chopped potato, add in some chopped rutabaga, some chopped carrots, pour in some beef broth, and a little water. Sprinkle in a little sea salt and pepper, give it a stir, then pop the top and cook on medium for 4 hours. When there's 1 hour left, you're gonna add in some chopped cabbage. And then after 4 hours, you're gonna pop the top. And wow, this smells incredible, guys. Let me just do a quick taste. It's so good. Now, what I would advise you to do, guys, it may sound counterintuitive, but don't enjoy this right away. I would actually let this cool down, room temperature, put this into the fridge, and then eat it the next day, because all the flavors are really gonna melt together. And that's also in true Icelandic fashion. You're actually supposed to make it, and then you let it cool down, put it into the fridge, and then you eat it and enjoy it the next day. Since it's for meal prep, technically you're gonna be doing that anyway. So just know that right now it's banging, but tomorrow and the next day, woohoo! That's some meal prep right there. In terms of putting these for your meal prep, I actually got these hermetic jars, which I love because they are pretty airtight, and you can remove this metal ring around them if you want to heat it up in the microwave at work or wherever you are. So I'm gonna use these. This is just the beauty of this dish. There's so many vegetables. It's called a meat soup, but it's so abundant. This is like 70–80% vegetable. So even if you can't afford a trip right now or the time to get away to Iceland, at least you can take a trip with your taste buds with this delicious meal prep. That's good stuff. Hey! So, that är gott. That är gott. Okay, that's how you say it is good. I'm probably butchering it, so I know y'all are gonna get me right in the comments below, so just let me know. But that's it for today's video, guys. Trust that this recipe is much better than me speaking Icelandic. I know you're gonna love it, and it's the perfect time for this recipe too because it's getting colder, at least it is here in the US, so it is prime time to bust out your slow cooker and get to cooking. Make this recipe, guys. I want you to comment below how you may customize it with your own seasonal vegetables from your area, but just as is, this is a very simple, easy, and set recipe, so don't do too much to it, all right? All right, guys, thank y'all for watching. Until next time, I want y'all to keep it healthy, but of course, never, ever boring. Boom! Bye, y'all.